I wanted to share some thoughts with you this morning about something that's been on my mind, and we find it in Genesis. I'm taking some of this, and the word here is going to be from Genesis chapter 3. And this tells us about the fall, the temptation and the fall of man. And if you know the Bible at all, I'm sure you know the story. Satan tempted Eve. Eve gave in to that temptation. He tempted her to question God. What did God say? He tempted her to even consider, why did God say that? And so after she listened to that temptation, then she gave in to that temptation. And giving into the temptation, she then influenced Adam to do the same thing. And then, it's been downhill from there. And that is putting it mildly. So they fall into that temptation. They eat that forbidden fruit. And then God comes walking through the garden. And so God's walking through the garden. They hear God. And God asks Adam, "Where are you, Adam? Where are you?" And now, mind you, God knew exactly where Adam was, but that's a whole other lesson for a different day. But God knew where he was. So Adam's response, he says, "I heard your voice. I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself." Then just notice the next thing that God says. The next thing that God says, he asks a question. "Who told you that you were naked?" Who told you? That makes me stop and think. Adam had no issues with his identity until the conversation that took place with Satan. The conversation with Eve, and then the influence, and then, then he's afraid. He knows he's naked. And so, and I'm way oversimplifying. You can go back and read all the verses and everything that was said, but I'm just way oversimplifying. But what I want you to think about today is that same question. Who told you? Who told you that you're not good enough? Who told you that maybe you're not pretty enough? Or who told you that you can't succeed or won't succeed, or whatever it is that's just continually on replay in your mind, that is holding you back, that is causing you to question your true identity, in who God made you and created you to be. Who told you? We have an enemy. His name is Satan. He came to steal, kill, and destroy. And, he uses others. We're influenced by others. And we get those thoughts and those words in our mind. And so I just want to, encourage you to stop and think, when you're feeling like, I can't do this, I'm not educated enough, I'm not, whatever that is that's playing through your mind, that's holding you back. Think about that a little bit. Who told you? Where did that come from? And then see if that lines up with the Word of God. See if that lines up with who God says you are, who God created you to be, what God says that you can do. Have a heart-to-heart conversation with God would be a great place to start. But think about that. And just know that while there can be negative things in our mind, they can be those lies in our minds that's doing that. We can reprogram our minds. We can take our thoughts captive. We can see where those thoughts are coming from. We can see if those thoughts are true or not. And then the ones that are not true, we can get these thoughts out of our mind. We can replace them with the truth. And in doing so, then that will free us to live and walk in our true identity. And when we are doing that, man, that is such an awesome place to be. You have more confidence, you have that freedom, and you're living the life that God intends for us to live. So I hope you have a blessed day. I hope this is giving you something to think about. Leave a comment, leave me some information on, what is that thing that's running through your mind all the time that's holding you back. That might be something we want to talk about at some point. And then if if this is something that you do struggle with, then I will offer you, I do have a free resource out there to start helping you to replace lies with truth. And you can actually go to breakingthroughthelies.com/5lies. Everything is all spelled out. And then you can get a PDF. There's 5 common lies on there that, a lot of people believe. And you can see if you can relate to those. And then you have the resource there to get rid of those lies and put the truth in there and, get unstuck and move forward. But anyway, I hope this has been beneficial. I would love to see your comments, and I really hope and pray that you have a very blessed day. Talk soon.